Hey, what's up? Another week has passed, so it's time for another quick little update on my life. It's Friday. July's almost over. It ends on Monday. That's crazy. I can't even imagine. I don't even know what happened with all this time. Summer's flown. 2017 has flown past, but it's been awesome. It's been pretty good. Summer just kind of disappeared. Really, it felt like summer ended last weekend, um, after I came home uh, from Indiana. I flew back home for a week and to see my buddy Kyle get married. So congrats to Kyle and his beautiful wife Taylor. Welcome back to real world now that you're presumably back from your honeymoon. It was a great ceremony. The reception was awesome. Had a great time. It was good to be home and catch up and see everybody. Instead, unlike last time when I went home for Matt's wedding and had to rush back to Texas to go on a mission trip with my youth, I actually got to spend a couple days catching up with friends. Had lunch with Katie and Jerica, had ice cream and lunch with Brienne. I got to hang out with the family a little bit, and then I came home. But it was a lot of fun. Um, it's weird now that people my age, people close to me specifically, are getting married. I've seen all over Facebook for the last several years about people my age getting married, people from school, people from high school, friends of friends. And only recently has it really been getting like close to me. I mean, Sloth got married almost 3 years ago, but he didn't have a big ceremony. He just kind of did it because there were extenuating circumstances that necessitated that. But it wasn't until this past July or this past January when the Ryans got married that someone, like a really close friend of mine, got married, invited me to their wedding, and just wanted me to be a part of that. And then in June with Matt, this past weekend with Kyle, it's just so weird to realize that my friends are old enough to do that, and I'm old enough to do that. It's weird. I don't know how to think or feel about that. But it was fun. I've had a great time celebrating those moments with those friends. I don't know when I'm going to have time with them again because life's busy and flying and traveling is expensive. But it's awesome to see that they're moving up in life. What's funny is Matt and Kyle are the first two from my high school group to get married. And so at Matt's wedding, Jerica couldn't be there because she had to work. So she was able to make it to Kyle's. So for the first time, all six of us were at a wedding together. Like, first time ever. Like, we've all been to various other weddings, but for the first time, all six of us were present for a wedding. And it was awesome. We got a picture, we got to hang out, we got to chat. And a fairly regular topic of conversation was a single question. It was raised by Ron, the father of both Matt and Kyle, who knows all of us really well. We frequently hang out at at his house, so he knows us quite well. But he asked several times, to me alone, to me and Al, to me and Katie and Jerica. He asked 3 or 4 times, all right, who's next? And the first time it was just between him and me, and he's like, well, my bet's on you. Like, you're next. That's what I'm calling. And then he brought it up with me and Al, and his daughter Kristen was right there, and Kristen said, absolutely not me. Al said, well, I mean, I'm in no hurry, but if you're going to make a competition out of it, I'll win. And I was just like, yeah, it was whatever, I don't really care. And then at the wedding was on Saturday. And so I was in the wedding, I had stuff to do, responsibilities and things. And so as I was dealing with that, Katie and Jerica were attending the wedding. And so they were sitting, and I guess they were talking about the weddings and people are getting married and who's next. And so the wedding ends, I leave, and I'm standing outside the sanctuary of the church. And Katie and Jerica come up, and they didn't actually hug me. They just greeted me real quickly before they sat down earlier. So they hugged me, and they're like, oh, by the way, we were talking, and we have this idea, this theory about who is next in the order in which the rest of us are going to get married. And so they, not knowing about these conversations that Ron has had with me and Al previously, she said, I think it was Jerica, regardless, Katie and Jerica come up and say, okay, so here's the order. You are next. And then probably Al and then Katie, although those two could be switched, and then Jerica will be last. And I'm like, okay, I guess everyone's decided. And then I told them about Ron's conversations and how he and Al pretty much agreed that I would basically be next as well. And they're like, well, the deal is done. And then at the reception, Ron walks up to me, Katie, and Jerica, who are sitting at a table together, and brings it up again. And so Katie and Jerica tell Ron about this, or the sequence of marriages, of weddings. And he agrees. He's like, works for me. I mean, apparently I'm next. And then I come home and I tell my pastor, and he's like, well, I have no problem with you being next. I'm like, well, I have no problem being next. It's not happening. I'm just awkward. It's weird. It's hard. I don't know what to do. Anyway, it was funny. It was funny that kept coming up, and that everyone seemed to think I'm next. But since then, I came back home, got back to work, worked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm back on my normal schedule. Work 6 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. I get weekends off so I can have church and stuff. I can be more involved with the church in the morning. I have Saturdays off to be like a Sabbath, an actual day of rest and leisure. Today, right after work, I got paid, and because I've been working overtime, got a little extra money, so I went and bought a new Nintendo DS. There's a couple of games exclusive to the specifically new 2 and 3DSs that I want to try and experiment with. I also bought this t-shirt. Hold the camera a little farther. It's Star Labs from The Flash. It's a key location and plot point in specifically from my understanding in the CW TV series. It's probably in the comics. I just haven't read the comics. But I got this. I got the DS. I'm looking forward to a weekend of relaxing and playing video games and writing. I'm getting back into writing my novel, revising my novel specifically. 2 weeks ago, I spent about 2 hours at the library on Saturday, wrote about 1,200 words. I didn't tell you that because I think I've vlogged before that happened. But that's my plan, is every Saturday to go to the library downtown. I mean, I have a library card, so I could rent books. I could borrow books if I wanted to. Check out books. That's the verbiage I was looking for. I could check out books. I can read them, or I can just hang out and work on my novel and get a good chunk of writing done. Do other writing projects, do other productive things, and then come back to the house to do other things like clean and buy groceries and get ready for guys' night with the junior hires. But that's my life. People got married, summer's over, video games, writing, nerdy stuff. That's basically my life now and forever. Ministry, and lots of ministry in there. Cannot forget that. That is and should be the most important thing. But life's good. Life's very good. I'm looking forward to what this next school year has to offer, even though I don't know. I have no idea if it's going to be anything different or new or exciting. And I just have no perceptions of what's coming. And maybe I should, or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should have some goals for myself. But otherwise, I'm excited to see what happens. But in the meantime, July's over. I'll see you guys in August. Peace.